being on camp time, I've decided for the summer. I've decided like it's my decision.
Like it's your camp. Yes, well, and that's okay.
Yeah. Everybody gets up around, 8, 9 on camp time, especially after a long day, a long holiday day.
Yes, yesterday was a big day. Like not that we did much, and I know not lots of people were swimming, and regrettably, James even came home early from work because he's taking Friday off instead.
Oh, yeah, that's probably.
And I wish we just would have went to camp, like even if it was for 3 hours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just to be by the lake and just reflect and be Canadian by the lake.
Well, we sat in the front yard, and friends popped by, and then everyone else off of work, waving goodbye. And I drank lots of water yesterday. I have and today I have it again. I found this to be very helpful. My little jug thing here, like your beer pitcher. Even if it was for 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
the lake and just...
I drank 1.5 of those yesterday. And then I really didn't do a lot because it was way too hot. And then I still feel the 4 drinks that I had was too much. The heat.
It hits you so hard.
It's
like when we were kids and used to go drink and then go in the sauna. When you just take 2 beer basically, and that was it. You're toast. You remember those days? I remember those days.
We didn't have saunas.
Or I don't remember those days. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I mean, it has nothing to do with any kind of Finn blood or anything else, but you just feel like rolling in the snow. I don't know.
I don't know what you just go jump in the lake naked and come back into the sauna. Yeah, longer those days. But very, very good day though. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a beautiful day. And I'm so glad, like normally this would have been my 6th year or my 7th year of doing Canada Day at church. Oh. And of course you can't do it. And normally we have anywhere from 500 to 700 people show up, right? For free hot dogs and hamburgers and ice cones and things like that. Mm. And of course you couldn't do it. But we're just like secretly so happy that it didn't happen because it was so hot. Oh my gosh.
Hot. Yeah.
It was stinking hot. And then again today, I think it's going to be warmer today.
Oh yeah. Well, I posted a picture yesterday. My little, he is obsessed. I don't know. How many husbands out there do you know that are obsessed with digital weather thermometers?
I have a weather station beside our bed.
Yeah.
And then we have a weather station at the cottage.
Yeah.
And a weather station at his mom's. Yeah.
Yeah. We have, I think, 3 in our house. 1 for the garage, 2 for the different garages, 1 for the gazebo, 1 for the back door, 1. And anyways, one of them showed up and he's got a nice little bonum on him. And, depending upon the weather, he's got more or less clothes on. Registered 36 yesterday. I don't think I've ever seen that on there. And we were expecting him just to go bare ass yesterday because it was so stinking hot.
It's so stinking hot.
Yeah. Elaine and I kept watching and going, okay, he's going to lose those shorts soon.
Our air conditioner is not 100%, but at least it's still working. So we can get our house down to 22 degrees and that's it.
Yeah. Oh.
So I'm just so thankful that that's working. Anyways, it's just sex. Sorry. I'm going to this cat is relentless, not getting off of me.
Oh,
so I'll have to bring her up. Oh, she loves me. She actually spent the whole day with us outside too.
Oh yeah. Well,
okay.
It was good. I mean, my animals couldn't handle the heat, being the big dogs and the fur. I think actually the hairy one, my mix, my Newfoundland and Saint Bernard mix, he actually handled it more than my other girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, they say that the hair is like his hair is different. It insulates him. So the big girl, she was okay. But you could tell she was struggling a little bit. So we put the air on early, and because we don't usually put it on till later in the day and then turn it off before bed. But we put it on earlier for her. So it was, it is what it is. And she was good after that. So but it's hard on the animals. I know my daughter was, who's in Toronto, would take her dog to the beach, and she has a little, what they call a pot cake. And the little girl was, lifting her feet up because the sand was so hot.
Pavement. Oh,
And they
sand.
say
Yeah.
that it really, if you can't handle the heat of the cement or whatever that you're stepping on with bare feet, your animals can't either, and you have to be very
Right.
cautious.
And that's something we forget about. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we went for a swim yesterday. The dog,
Oh,
not me, but
nice.
she went for a swim yesterday.
Mhm.
And the day before, and I haven't taken her. Well, she sat in the creek today, so we'll see if we get out later today, perhaps to
Yeah.
go by the lake and go swimming. So, but she was in the afternoon going, I am not going outside.
Yeah.
It took a lot to get her out. So
They say it's going to be hotter today than it was yesterday. So, but
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
also a little bit of rain, maybe. Was it a 30% chance, at least here in Sudbury? So,
yeah, it would be nice just to maybe break it or even make it worse. It's one or the other.
Yeah,
Like a hot Florida, like a hot Florida bayou summer. Hot.
For our friends that are in Florida, maybe they're just like, you crazy Canadians, you can't handle it.
You can't handle the heat. You can't handle the heat, girl. Yeah, so today I thought, because I'm feeling like shit, I thought I would take advantage of feeling even more like shit. So I'm detoxing today.
Oh, no, actually, that's
I'm just kidding. And it makes it positive, right? That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Detoxing to make yourself feel better eventually.
Yes. So I'm doing my, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I can. I don't know. Oh, I can turn the screen around. Okay. There we go. I'm doing my ion.
Oh, yes. I love it.
I have the belt on, but it doesn't really feel like it's doing 100%. So we will see. Anyways, and then there is my crappy summer so far. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
More liver and lymphatic. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. But it's I think I might try the zapper after. There's a zapper portion of this Flex ionized station has a zapper.
Have you been eating a lot of raw vegetables?
Yes.
Yeah, well, definitely you should maybe try that zapper then to get some parasites out, get them scrambling. Because what is it, for change, is it a new moon coming up?
It's a full moon.
Full moon?
Full moon Friday. Full moon Friday. Tomorrow.
Yeah, so you want to, maybe get into a protocol.
Today, tomorrow is a great protocol idea for a parasite cleanse.
Yeah.
And actually, I have that parasite cleanse that you gave me to try. Yeah. I could probably start that tomorrow as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the combination of the meds, the homeopath, and the zapper would be amazing. Is it not meds? Yes. It's supplements, is it?
Yes, supplements. So the probiotics, the acidity tabs, the base tabs, and then the the cat just fell down off the table. See, Murphy's Law. And the homeopathic. She's not. She's fine. It's like I leave her outside all day, and James is like, and forgive me, everybody. I just can't get her to stop shitting in the bathtub. So, I leave her outside with us, and James is like, the fox is going to come and get her. And I'm like, maybe. I'm done. I'm done with animals, to be honest. I take care of them too much. But so she's a beautiful cat. Don't get me wrong. She wakes me up at 5 every morning. So.
Yes.
See? I need to get all of my negativity out today. So, anyways, I know people.
Detox is working overtime, I'm afraid. Please
forgive whatever
she said. She's not herself at the moment.
It's just Saturn and Mars in Jupiter realm, and it's just it's the full moon.
The full moon coming.
And I think someone said on Facebook today that it's going to be a lunar eclipse as well.
Yes, actually, I saw that too. July the 4th. Yeah, what could go wrong? It's 2020, a lunar eclipse.
Full
on the full moon on a Friday. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How much fun is that?
You have to laugh, that's for sure.
Oh,
But
what are we setting
anyways,
ourselves
yeah.
up to, folks? But anyways,
Yeah.
we have fun. So I'm really hoping to get the schedule today for work and be able to get myself in the office. So
You and me both.
and when we both, yeah, exactly, get ourselves in the office. And because I've had lots of people requesting to do the foot detox, it's a perfect time.
Yeah, oh,
So
most definitely.
and then but it's an amazing the Foot Detox has such amazing potential to it. And I'll post a lot about that today because I have time. And yesterday I kind of got sidetracked with just trying to be cool and relax and try and not do some yard work. Like I'm really got this craving to get the yard work done, but it's just too stinking hot.
Wow, that's when you have to do it first thing in the morning or late in the evening.
Yeah. So, and the bugs are crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe the amount of deer flies this year.
Yeah, they were saying that. And what's the other thing? Those big
Pine beetles.
cockroaches with antennas, or I call them
The pine beetles.
the
Pine
pine
beetles.
beams. Yeah, they're just crazy this year. They
Are
say in
they
different
bad
areas
this
of
year
the
too?
city. I haven't seen them yet here where I am, but they say they're nuts this year. I don't know if anybody out there, have you seen any, and what is the situation with those in your area? Let me know because
We've only had a few at camp,
yeah, right?
but the
Down
mosquitoes are still
you're
bad.
down in Nipissing, eh?
Yeah.
Area.
James couldn't sleep last night, so he had gone out to the hot tub probably about 2 a.m. and the mosquitoes were hideous. He
Oh,
didn't even, as soon as he came up out of the water, he was covered. So he couldn't
wow.
do it. It was not relaxing, right?
Hmm.
But it's, you know what? It's funny now that you sort of think about it, and the infrastructure of insects like June bugs or the pine beetles or the mosquito are what horror movies are made of. Like those sci-fi movies and the sounds that they make.
Wasn't it that like 2 years ago was the caterpillars that we had? Like that is
I have just
definitely horror.
We
Horror.
have caterpillars. I have tons. I'm sitting out in the blue chairs. Remember when you left? When
Yeah.
you came over to grab, see, Wendy came over to my house to grab a free hosta. I have free hostas. Please come and get a piece. I don't have enough room. I'm not allowed to build more gardens. So, but when you left, there was like 3 or 4 on me.
Really?
Yeah,
Wonder if
they
they
were just
just fell
dropping
out
out
of
of
the
the pine
tree.
tree. Yeah, it's a crazy year. The tent caterpillars are here, and there's lots of crazy bugs.
Yeah.
Little bits, or no-see-ums.
Yeah.
But
It
so
happens.
today my intention is to recharge myself electrically through this. I'll probably do I will be doing the zapper after, and just because I'm a do it all kind of person, I might do an 18-minute microcirculation today on my pad. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that
Um,
sounds, yeah.
Maybe
Make
too
sure
much.
you
Maybe I'll wait
hydrate.
for bedtime. Yeah. Oh
And
my
make sure
gosh.
that with your water, and I mean, this is not maybe not so much for you because you probably know, but people put a little bit of lemon or just a touch of sea salt or Himalayan salt in your water to be able to absorb it a lot better. And keep yourself really, really hydrated instead of it just coming in and either being sweated out or peed out right away. You want to be able to absorb it into your cells. You can get some use out of
Well,
it. So
it's interesting today. I'm craving sour.
interesting. Yeah, I wonder what that means. I'll have to get my
So I'm
book.
craving, and so I dumped like a few tablespoons of apple cider vinegar
Okay.
into my water with the lemon today.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't put salt in because I had already done so much. But why not? It's a whole do it too much kind of day today. But I did take my black oxygen drops this morning, which already have that component of electrolytes and salt and ionize and stuff like that. So
Nice.
we'll see. I do have a Sole here, like a salt brine.
Yeah, you gotta be careful when you're taking those, especially in heat like this. I know you
Yeah,
will, but
I was going to add it. I haven't been doing them because I don't, not being called to, but I probably should. but I was going to put a tablespoon in the water here, but maybe I'll do that this afternoon again, is put a tablespoon in the 2 liters of water just to have that little bit of love on that. So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, you got to be very careful, especially with the electrolytes and stuff like this, and people that are unfortunately burning and stuff like that, making sure that you know, double the whatever amount of water that you've taken in, and trying to stay safe as much as possible, because it can be quite detrimental or very hurtful, this kind of weather. So we have to be extra vigilant, that's for sure.
We do have to be careful. And I think that's so amazing, you know, when you have so many great tools around you. And I find that I'm, as much as I would love to just go lay out in the sun and read a book, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So
my husband was making fun of me because we have a gazebo, and then I was laid out in there like I was suntanning. He's like, "You're not going to get any sun there." I'm like, "I'm okay with that." It's just, I want some breeze is what I want. But yeah, it's it can be quite, just be careful, everybody. That's all we're asking. So this parasite cleanse, it's interesting. How many times do you have to, like, what's the protocol for that look like?
So the protocol for that is just a clean veggie sort of diet, keeping it clean, and no gluten, no sugar, no dairy. It should probably have no alcohol, so maybe I'll spend this weekend with no alcohol. Okay,
no, but I mean, for like the protocol for the detox, like the zappers.
Okay, so the zapper is pretty much the same. You are just eating clean. You are just using the zapper up to 3 times a day. And so you're using the Flex on Zap, the ion station, the foot bath, once every 3 days for 30 minutes, unless you have bigger specific things to do. I'm going to be using the black oxygen supplement because I have it here. If not, I would have done the cholera and the spirulina, lemon juice and water to gather and capture all of the,
soak them up, and
to clear out the lymphatic system, and the lymphatic system, but also help with the bowels and your intestine system and your gut, just to clean up the bits that may be about. Previously, people have used diatomaceous earth. I have zeolite as well, and that's another really great one. But when you're using something heavy like a zeolite, then you want to make sure that you're taking enough minerals. You take it opposite. Get it opposite. So it's really amazing to look at that. I usually refer to Dr. Kleinhardt's protocol.
Okay.
And you can just Google Foot Detox, Dr. Kleinhardt. That's Klinghardt. Anyways, he's a really great master of detoxification in the States. Christopher Shade and you know, those Dr. Gordon, things like that, they talk about detoxification all the time as well. In this booklet, he doesn't use a protocol with supplementation because he's not licensed to do so, but he does give you that sort of schedule of when to do it and then to how to build up your tolerance to doing this. So you would start with this once a day for 30 days, and then you would build up the second month to 2 times a day, then 3 times a day. So it depends on what you're comfortable with and what you're trying to grab.
And because, I mean, not everybody has a detox machine at their home. I mean, it is possible, but I mean, if, you know, people were coming into clinic, you would bring them in 3 times a week?
3 times a week.
Yeah.
We could do the zap. 2 times a week or 3 times a week, depending on how intense things are and what your detoxification state is at.
Yeah. Well, that's
right. So are you dry brushing? Is your bowels moving?
Mm-hmm.
What supplements are you taking to encourage, but also have you approached your lymphatic system?
Yeah.
Right.
Are you dry brushing?
Yeah. And that can be even using the Lymphosat or a cleaver or something like that to help with that whole process. And then have you changed your diet yet? Because there's no sense jumping into things if you haven't changed your diet yet. Okay. So all this week, even though I was drinking last night, but I've changed my, it's all been vegetables, right? And some light chicken or fish. The only gluten that I've had for food wise is some little tortilla shells,
Mhm.
right? So, which I'm super addicted to. They're delicious. They're just the cutest little things. Um,
Are they
but
cornmeal?
no, they're not
I was
cornmeal.
going to say
They don't roll
flour
the
tortillas,
same.
because corn
Yeah,
tortillas would be,
corn tortillas are better for
gluten
you, but
free.
they don't roll the same. They
No.
don't hold the same. They break apart a lot.
Yeah.
But and actually the store didn't have any of those ones left anyways. And normally I would get those because Jaden's gluten. Well, she's celiac, so.
Yes. Oh, is she?
But
Okay.
the so it's one every other day, 3 times a week, and then followed up with a 30-minute zapper, if you're ready to do so. And then it's part of that. But there are, you can't be pregnant, can't be breastfeeding, can't have kidney impairment,
No.
no organ transplants, no chemo or radiation, and no epilepsy, right?
Yeah.
And nobody under the age of 6.
No.
So that is with using these, you really should, monitor yourself, especially if you're elderly or diabetic or major heart problems when you're using these types of things, because we're working with the electricity of the body as well, right?
Yeah.
The positive and negative energies of the body. And sometimes I question if there's people have replacement parts, right? Like a metal knee or a hip replacement or a shoulder replacement, those types of things, because again, you're dealing with electricity, you're dealing with that electrical component of the body, which is encouraging, your the vitality of the body, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
So
And yeah, because I mean, we are electrical beings at our core. I mean,
yeah,
everything is electrical in our body. And that's why we say, add salt, don't, add potassium, add all these things,
it's
electrolytes and stuff like that.
it's so important to
Mhm.
add salt and making sure you're taking a good salt, because there's minerals in that. It keeps your electricity permeability better, and your body needs it.
Connectivity, yeah.
You need it.
Yeah.
Like you cannot live without salt.
Yeah.
But so I'm very excited about it. So with using cholera, with using even apple pectin, or even using bentonite clay, those types of things that can be used as binders, and the zeolite as well, or diatomaceous earth, to draw and to help assist picking up all the pieces as you're doing these types of cleanses. And these are all
So,
really important to start at the full moon, right? But
so
go
when you
ahead.
say pieces, I was just going to say pieces, what you mean basically is the die off. So what we're basically doing
Right.
by doing all this, cleansing up the body, you're trying to kill off the parasites, because we're talking parasites right now. And what do you do with the die off toxins or whatever? So you want all these different, like you said, the cleavers, all these different things that you're talking about.
Well,
It
it can be
actually
bacteria.
absorbs them, grabs
Yeah.
them, and allows them to be eliminated from the body, as long as those pathways are open. And that's why we say drinking lots, you're dry brushing, making sure you're having a regular bowel movement, deep breathing
Mm-hmm.
exercises, all these
Mm-hmm.
different things will allow for the elimination of these toxins from our body. So
Yep.
this die off for sure.
And it's not just parasites, because some people get a little freaked out, but it is about even candida,
Oh yeah.
fungi,
So yeah, if we're not
bacteria,
talking,
and
yeah, I thought we were just talking specifically parasites, but yeah,
yeah,
candida for
most of the
sure, any kind
most of
of.
the cleanses. Well, that's what this addresses as well. This
Mhm.
addresses
Oh, okay.
the because we're using because it's using the Rife frequency and the Schumann frequencies, which have been proven through science to show that oh my gosh, I am such a loss for words today. I apologize. The frequency of that dissipates those parasites and bacteria, fungi at that frequency level, right?
Okay.
And that's what they don't like, and they usually die or try to rid themselves of them and get out. So it's that through the Schumann or through frequency. So there's 3,000 hertz, 30,000 hertz, which is the Dr. Hulda high frequency, right? Then there is the 2,500 hertz, which is the Rife frequency. right? And then we have a 15 hertz. This is HZ, so I'm guessing it's hertz, is a crop low. So there's different, there are different frequencies for different things to address different things, right? And we talk about frequencies a lot, even with the Sequex pad, in that you're trying to provide that different level of things to address different levels and needs of the body, whether that's mental, whether that's microcirculation, whether that's addressing hormonal or adrenal, whether it's bone building or it's different portions to that. So in normal protocol or normal session, if you're doing a protocol with me, you would try and do a couple of Sequex sessions as well. Not maybe per week, but one per week, to encourage that microcirculation or encourage that full body exchange and to help the detoxification process and or a help with the adrenal aspect, right?
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah,
because I mean you want to, especially if you're going into something like a more deep organ detox, and this is like, for people that know, the things that I offer is like a whole foods cleanse, basically, or call it detox if you want. It is so much more of a gentle aspect. What we're talking about today is more of a very specific detoxification, which comes from deep organ, the parasites, trying to get rid of things out of the body like this. And you want to be able to support, like, really, as much as you're working towards detoxing something, you need to support the surrounding organs and the adjunctive organs that really help that. So I mean, doing the Sequex in term different, really does help with the adrenals, because it is a big stress on the body. And you want to, support the adrenals as much as you can, because you want them to be able to handle the stress of being able to release and detox something specific like candida or parasites out of the body. So yeah, it's very, very important, especially if you really want to get down and relieve your body from these nasty bugs. I don't know what else to call them. But I mean, like, especially if you're looking towards a candida thing, you want to really, you have to work on your diet. It's a large protocol, but I mean, for things that we want and really need and desire, we have to work at it, because it just doesn't happen overnight with a pill. I mean, if anybody told you that you can get rid of this kind of stuff with just a pill, it's not going to be that.
So I just took a look at, so it can just mean that my water is very metally, which of course we live in Sudbury and water is metally. And it actually doesn't look too bad. A little bit of lymphatic, which I already knew because I've been dealing with swelling with this heat.
Yes.
Right?
We all have.
So yeah. So I mean, I've been using more lemon. I've been using some lymphatic by Herbasante, which I just love, actually. A few drops. Yeah. Toss a few drops in something and then just drink that, unless you want to do something a little more specific. But I find it to be really, really helpful in that whole aspect.
I know, if people want to, realize that they maybe have been eating not that great over the last little while, and maybe drinking a little bit too much, or just haven't been feeling quite themselves recently, doing something like having, instead of your first coffee in the morning, have some warm water with a little bit of apple cider vinegar in it, maybe a little bit of ginger. And this can be very detoxifying for the body. And I don't mean like a heavy duty detox per se, but it really does help to stimulate the liver, which will help to, release the toxins that you have built up. Some people actually might react a little bit more to it and get a little bit of nauseous feeling, especially if they have a few of these. And that essentially is the body's indication that you are detoxifying. So, sometimes that scares people. And again, they don't want to feel that. And that's perfectly fine for some people. But if you want to just do your own little home kind of clean things up a little bit, try to decrease your red meat a little bit. Try to incorporate a little bit of lemon water, or try the apple cider vinegar, warm water first thing in the morning. Try a cranberry kind of elixir where you have, real cranberry juice not concentrated or anything. You can buy it at the grocery store, not sweetened for sure, and mix that with like a couple tablespoons like you would the apple cider vinegar, put it in some water and sip on that throughout the day. If it's too tart, you can put a little bit of stevia in it. And all these little things can really, really make a big difference with your detoxification and just trying to clean the body up a little bit. Epsom salt baths. Now there's a bit of a formula with that. So depending upon how much you weigh, that's about the amount that you put in the bath, and you kind of have to lay there for a little while. But you can also do, like we were talking, the benedite clay.
Yeah.
I did that once where I was doing an Epsom salt bath. I thought I'd do a benedite clay mask on my face. Ooh, I got out of that tub. I was lightheaded. I was nauseous. I was just like, wow, it really worked overtime.
It drives draw.
Another way that you can, detox. There's a lot of different ways. And then of course, coming in and doing a foot detox and the zapper and stuff like that too is amazing.
And it's really, and as we've discussed previously in different episodes, it's not just about detoxification of the body, but for me it's been a bit of detoxification of emotions. So and it might not be that you're having a breakout or your bowel movements are not like picture worthy or just having but it can be just an emotional aspect of things, so that you are realizing the things in your life that are not valuable and the things in your life that are not worthy and the things you need to get rid of in your house. You need to clean your office. Like, after you've not been at your office and you come back to your office, it might recognize to you that, oh, wow, I do have a very cluttered office, or it's not, it needs a good cleaning and the carpet is not good for you, or lots of different ways to really encourage better health, not just with what you put in your mouth, but it can be what you're breathing in and also what is going in your mind, right?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, and when I offer my summer cleanse or my seasonal cleanse to people, that is very much a big part of the cleanse itself. So, I mean, yes, you get all the foods and all the recipes and everything else, but there's a very not heavy, there's a very ethereal kind of aspect to it that really is stemmed from like Chinese traditional medicine, where you want to focus in on different parts of the body at different parts of the year. So right now we're looking at detoxifying and getting rid of things that no longer serve us. So we look at and take the quiet time that we have during a detox to realize and see the things in our lives that we no longer need, or things that are really kind of holding us back from where we want to be, and learn to let go. So this is kind of the season of letting go of things that, are just weighing us down, either figuratively or physically. And just moving forward without things that are just going to weigh us down heavy throughout the summer. So it's an amazing thing. I mean, a lot of people, because of the cleansing of the body, it allows for energy and spirit and other things to arise. So some people, they get a little teary. Some people get a little introspective and reflective and can see things from a different perspective. And because we're not so clogged down with the heaviness of processed foods and alcohol and toxins and all this heaviness that is around us all the time. So detoxification doesn't necessarily have to be just for the body, and for more times than not it isn't. But looking at your home, seeing what you can get out of, release things that you never use, like even your closets, going through your closet and getting rid of stuff that you haven't worn in 10 years and you're never going to wear again, and donating it and different things.
So talking about donations, is the Jarrett Center and is Salvation Army and are they open yet for receiving? Do you know?
I don't know, to be honest with you. You're going to have to, I don't know if anybody out there knows. I know I've got a few people watching on my my watch there right now. So if anybody knows, just let me know. Are the Jarrett Centers open? Are these places open? I know for a while they weren't picking up from the donation drop spots because people were just dumping stuff off. And then, of course, everything is not sanitized. So I don't know. you know, they'd have to work like hours upon hours and upon hours of sanitizing, and I don't know.
Hard to get rid of things if we can't take it somewhere,
Yeah.
and
And
it's
I don't
it's
really believe in just throwing things out because that's
no, it,
gonna
it
make
doesn't.
things worse.
It honestly doesn't decompose. Most materials do not decompose properly, right? Because they're all synthetic, and or they're treated,
Yeah.
but they're not like old cotton. And even that, you can still find cotton things that still have not decomposed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. What the hell do we do with all of our stuff
It's
when we're trying
interesting.
to get rid of?
Interesting
Yeah,
topic. Like I said, maybe it's something I'll just have to research there today and let
the
everybody know later.
like the hostas I want to give away today. I should just put like next week, just put a table out the front of the road and just say, drive by, see what we have. I know my friends had a garage sale there
Yeah.
last weekend, and they
Yeah.
did well.
Yeah, you can put a sign out at the main road there. I know when I went to visit my parents a couple weeks back, this was just when I was going through the plant stores, the greenhouses, and there was no plants and anything left. I was like, there's nothing left.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's going a little crazy. I saw a few signs along the road in Naughton that were stating, plant sales, come on down. And I know a couple of people that were actually had done them for years and years and years. So it was amazing. I didn't go and look at that point, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these
Mm-hmm.
are things that definitely check
Well,
it
I mean,
out.
I have irises, and I have some poppies, and I have maybe have poppies. I might just try and transplant them. Um, Lilies and daisies, Shasta daisies.
Nice.
I'm just trying to clean up my chaos of a garden and put some chips in and try and make it look not so crazy. You've seen pictures of my garden. It is full of things that you just can't let it go crazy. Just looks
No.
unorganized. So
Yeah, and if you're watering regularly and not maintaining it, it's gonna grow like crazy right now.
right, and yeah, you can't. You honestly, my garden is thriving, but again, it's I'm not allowed to. Even though my neighbor was encouraging my husband to let me go further. Why isn't she right across? Why isn't she like the whole bank? Why is and yeah. But anyways, so I will post later today how I'm feeling for sure,
Yes, please do.
because it's going to be really interesting, especially that I haven't done it for a while. Even though I've had this bloody unit all season, all COVID, all everything, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I have no idea why I was so closed. It's
Mm.
interesting.
Just to switch topics a little bit, I've got a message here from Brenda.
Hey,
She's
Brenda.
looking for a referral for a good book on nutrition to self-manage clinical anxiety and depression for her daughter. You have anything that you can think of? I'm just looking at my there. I know there's a lot because
Well, first off the top of my head is it's like, say, one of Mark Hyman's books, right? And that's just because he's a great speaker.
mhm,
Um, I would have to say Grain Brain,
yeah, that's a good one
maybe.
too.
That's a good one. And I would maybe think maybe Slow Down by Mark David, the
Yeah,
Slow Down Diet.
slow down diet,
Just,
definitely.
but
Wheat belly, you said, yeah.
the Grain Brain,
Grain brain or wheat
Grain
belly,
Brain
yeah.
by Dr. David Pullemeyer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I didn't say that properly. Because as for a teenager, it's not about diet. It's about what you need to eat, right?
What
Because
you're
it's about
lacking.
what you're lacking,
Okay.
right? And then it's, you know, um,
Keeping it clean as possible.
keeping it as clean as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll look today, Brenda, and what I have through that, and I know Wendy has tons of things as well. And
Yeah.
it might just be even finding a nice podcast for her to really tap into.
Yeah. Depending upon how she learns.
Right,
Everybody's a
exactly.
little different.
And honestly, there are neurofeedback, but that's a little expensive, but there are.
But I mean, even we've kind of lost you, Dana. You muted yourself. But the thing is too, understanding that serotonin and dopamine are essentially, produced in the gut. And if your gut is not working properly, like you said, either you're lacking the
Right.
nutrients,
Right.
or there's a leaky gut situation or something along that lines, this kind of stuff is not going to be, being able to be made properly and then sent to the spot that it needs to, like the
To
neurotransmitters and everything else are not going
to
to be,
yeah.
it's not
To
going to
be
be.
honest, it would be great if she would be open to doing a live blood, and then you can really address her nutrition from
Yeah.
what can be seen through live blood,
Yeah.
right?
Because I mean,
You,
even the B vitamins, if she's lacking in those
yep,
right there too,
yep.
that's going to be a major component of, your stress, B5, your ability to handle stress, and then, the resulting anxiety and depression, and the ups and downs and stuff like that. I did a lot of talking about that within my last blog, Brenda, as well too, if you wanted to check that out. And then I've got a couple of different posts over this week. I'm actually talking about food and emotions and different things like that too. So
Yeah, I was going to say just the summer cleanse.
yeah, even just, yeah, something like that too.
Just the summer cleanse, and then being reflective and journaling and rebuilding gut. Really,
Yeah.
don't overthink things, and then driving her or getting her to focus on like meditation, stretching, connecting with the outdoors, and eating food that's going to bring vitality to her as well, right?
Yeah.
And then if it's something that needs to be more, then you're looking at, you can even do, different programs on your iPhone, or on the phone to help with meditation. So
Yeah. 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 And I mean, there is a lot of foods too that and I was just looking at my calendar. It's my calendar. I'll show you guys. I do this because I have to. So I've got my calendar of all the things that I'm looking at. And I'm going to be putting up some recipes on my blog today too for happy foods, because there is specific foods out there that will give you, help you be more happy. I mean, it's really, but if it goes a little bit deeper than that, I mean, this is talking for like if her gut is in perfect health. But Brenda says you guys are spot on. Thanks, Brenda. But it's a matter of, really seeing what the underlying issue is, and if it's not gut, and then going beyond that. But I mean, really, if it is gut, and then working our way up and trying to heal and, seal and heal, or heal and seal, and working from there for sure. And then it's just incorporating some happy foods, and again, that whole picture of journaling, perhaps, if that's what she needs, some quiet time, some
even art therapy.
Art therapy is another one, depending upon what your daughter is into and likes, and really just allowing that creativity to flow in one form or the other, so she can release that energy, if it tends to build up into an anxiety situation, or journaling her thoughts with regards to depression, or her down times, because we go like this back and forth quite a bit. I know my daughter went through it too, and I have a sad feeling that a lot of kids actually,
A lot of kids.
Anxiety is a big thing right now for.
Well, I know that my kids have all gone through and still are going through different phases of anxiety. And even Jaden mentioned to me yesterday, like she knows that she's watching her diet, and her diet plays a huge, massive role in her health. But she's like, I know I need to find someone once this COVID is lifted for counseling, because both girls have this freakish fright with butterflies and moths. I don't know. Don't ask me. I have no idea. But Jaden's like, it's even worse. Like, my anxiety increases when a butterfly flies at me, or a dragonfly, or something like a moth.
Wow.
She's like, I don't know what's going on, Mom. So I just thought that was really interesting, that, and so she knows that she cannot have dairy or wheat. Like there are very big circumstances or repercussions to having those things. And therefore, to me, she knows, like, to me, that's inability to absorb proper nutrients. And she needs to dig a bit deeper in knowing that she needs to take some B vitamins, and some extra calcium and
Yeah.
magnesium and things like that. So
Yeah, I mean, like even an underlying insensitivity or a sensitivity or
hmm
a low grade allergy situation
hmm
doesn't always present itself as hives or
right.
it can be a very emotional response as well. And this may be the case with your daughter as
Yeah,
well,
and
because
Dr. Puddlemeyer talks about that in Grain Brain
yeah, yeah,
and Wheat Belly, Grain Brain.
yeah,
There's he talks about that a lot.
yeah. So top allergens, gluten, wheat itself, like all kinds of wheat, even without gluten, grains. I mean, soy, eggs, dairy, red meats can be quite harsh to digest if there's an issue already in the gut and you're incorporating some uh, red meat. Sorry, my brain just had to stop for a second. And you can even go in towards nuts and seeds. Like the body can be quite, these are all hyperallergenic kind of foods. And,
Yeah.
it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't mean that you're definitely going to have that typical reaction to it. It could be emotions. It could be your stress, your anxiety levels. It could be depression, all these different things as well. So
hmm
yeah, something to look into, Brenda, for sure. Yay. I think we're going to cut it off there, though, right now, because we're almost going into an hour. We are,
Again.
we push it and we push it and we push it. And then I keep stopping. I'm thinking, okay, we're going to stop it now. And then we get into something else. But thanks for Brenda for reaching out and asking.
And
That's really
asking.
great.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And
So
that's
I
what we're
will
here
have,
for.
yeah, I'll let you know when I'm back in clinic. I'll
Yeah.
find that out today
Yeah.
for foot detoxes.
Yes.
And or if you really, and if you don't want to come into an office and you're still trying to be COVID safe, let me know. I can just drop the unit off to you at your doorstep.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, well, why not, right? And then I can walk you through the instructions, and then you just do it safely yourself and do a zapper session, and we can figure out something for you, or it can be a monthly rental. But there are packages available. I do have, a monthly program package for anyone within the Sudbury area to do, CQEX sessions and doing foot detox sessions with a cleanse that are available as well. So
Do you
that's
have
on my
that listed someplace?
that's on my website actually.
Okay, on your website.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, my website, and it's kind of like that monthly membership, right? To come in and
Nice.
do the CQEX and do the ion, especially if you're trying to deal with candida or breaking through something you're just having difficulty with. And then all of the different sort of binders and things like that will be available with the Black Oxygen or even with the Soul Life products. So, yeah.
Nice. Nice. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll stop it there. I think this was good. I enjoyed this today. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we plan things, sometimes we don't, and it just works out. Either way, I love it. I would like to actually, do and look at live blood one day on one of these shows too. So maybe stay tuned and, keep popping in and see when I haven't really planned yet when we're going to do it, but
Yeah, so make sure
definitely.
you subscribe to our lives so that you get
Mhm.
notified as soon as we come up live in our crazy summer schedule. And I'm so glad we were going to stop, but I'm so glad that we just said, let's just pick a time and we can cut them short and let's just touch base and
Try to cut them
what,
short.
yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then talking about the things that are important to us and important to the community and important to health. So
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Well, we're not going anywhere anytime soon, guys. So take care.
thank
Have a
you.
wonderful day.
All
Stay
right.
hydrated.
Thank you.
Put your hats on. Cover up. If you're into sunscreen, put your sunscreen on. If you've got a really good recipe for homemade sunscreen, I'll share it. But just stay safe, everybody. Okay?
Yes.
Take
Yes.
care.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.